again. And so how was that experience? And were you really satisfied with the reply that you got?
No, I can first start off with I was already invited from the first press conference to this event later tonight, so I had already planned to go. But of course, it's nice that the embassy of Indian Embassy of Norway invited me. But I went there and I went with my questions. But a little bit of the problem with that setting, in my opinion, which I also tried to ask, could you also answer now, right now, so that we can go back and forth? The problem is that they took questions, they took maybe noted 3 to 4 questions, and then they start responding. And that's difficult because as a journalist, I also have to try to push back if you're not answering my question. And he did not answer my question yesterday. I was asking him about if we can trust India given the human rights violations, and he did not want to tap into the human rights violations. So I tried to interrupt him after a minute or so, trying to direct him to the topic that I'm interested in, but I was unsuccessful of that. It went into how India was supplying vaccines in 2020 and also talking about yoga at one point. And I love yoga. So, and I like a lot of the Indian culture. So I think India does so much well as well. But I don't come to these press conferences to talk about what any country do super well, usually. Then it's got to be something very different and new. And India's initiatives on the green agenda is very well known. And it's interesting that we are going to be cooperating more closely, and we all have a climate change to solve, a climate crisis to solve as well. So I will definitely include that in some of my reports or my commentary that I'll be writing at the end of the week. But for my questions, I choose to focus on things that really matter.
Only recently, in this entire, in the last week itself, the Dutch Prime Minister had also expressed concerns about freedom of minorities in India and the rule of law in India.
I wasn't super surprised, but I think you should always go in and try your hardest, you know. And some might have thought I came across a little bit rude, especially at the second press conference. And I just want to say that that's kind of how confrontational journalism works, that you have to try to interrupt, have to try to get more answers, and the answers that you're looking for. But I know I didn't get that yesterday.
The supporters of the Prime Minister and the government in India are saying that it was not interaction. It was not an interaction with the press which was announced beforehand, as you also said. I mean, that perhaps is, they say, was the reason why the Prime Minister did not respond. How do you look at these counter arguments?
Well, does he ever respond to questions directly from the press? I have not seen that, unless it looks a little scripted. And I think
he's been twice abroad. Once when he was addressing a press conference with the US President Biden. And
yeah, that's abroad. Yeah. It's not even his own journalists, which is, well, you guys are probably with the press crew, but he should answer questions to his press, and he should allow for a critical press. And right. When you're a journalist in India, there are other risks. You know more better than I do.